This morning, a 72-year-old woman unfortunately passed away due to a mistake she made unknowingly, a very common habit among many individuals over 70 who do it daily. As we age, our bodies become increasingly sensitive to seemingly harmless small habits that were not an issue in younger years. Regrettably, these seemingly minor choices can accumulate and seriously jeopardize our health. This video will explore 4 morning mistakes that could be endangering you without your awareness. These errors can impact your heart, your circulation, your balance, and even your brain function. The most concerning aspect is that most people over 70 commit at least one of these mistakes every single morning. However, the positive news is that once identified, they are simple to correct. Avoiding them could be the difference between maintaining a healthy, active life and experiencing a serious medical emergency. It is advised to stay until the end, as the final mistake is rarely discussed but is among the most perilous, with many seniors not even realizing they are doing it, yet it can significantly heighten the risk of falls, dizziness, and even heart problems. Before proceeding, it is recommended to subscribe and activate notifications to not miss any videos. If this video is enjoyable, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to provide feedback for improvement. Let's begin with mistake 1, getting out of bed too quickly. One of the most dangerous actions you can take in the morning appears completely harmless: rising from bed too fast. While it might seem insignificant for older adults, this simple routine can lead to dizziness, sudden drops in blood pressure, and even perilous falls. As we grow older, our circulatory system does not adapt as rapidly as it once did. After lying down for several hours, blood tends to accumulate in the lower part of your body. If you suddenly sit up or stand too quickly, your blood pressure can sharply decrease, a condition known as orthostatic hypotension, which is why many individuals over 70 experience morning dizziness or lightheadedness. Consider your last experience getting out of bed. Did you feel slightly unbalanced for a few seconds? Perhaps your vision momentarily blurred, or you needed to stabilize yourself before taking your first step? These are indicators that your body was unprepared for the sudden movement. If you are not careful, that brief moment of instability could result in a dangerous fall. Take Edward, 74, as an example. Every morning, he would awaken, swing his legs over the side of the bed, and immediately stand up. He never gave it much thought until one morning he blacked out for a split second and lost his footing. Fortunately, he landed on his bed, but the outcome could have been far worse. That incident made him realize he needed to alter his morning routine. The solution is straightforward yet highly effective. Instead of abruptly getting out of bed, implement a 3-step process. First, upon waking, take several deep breaths and gently wiggle your fingers and toes. This helps stimulate circulation. Second, slowly roll onto your side and gradually sit up, keeping your feet on the floor. Third, before standing, pause for a moment to steady yourself, move your ankles, stretch your arms, and allow your body a few seconds to adjust. This may seem like a minor adjustment, but this simple habit can significantly reduce your risk of dizziness, imbalance, and falls. As you likely already know, falls represent one of the greatest dangers for older adults, leading to broken bones, hospitalizations, and even long-term mobility issues. Therefore, if you have been accustomed to getting out of bed too quickly, take a moment to reevaluate your morning routine. Those additional few seconds in bed could potentially save your life. Mistake 2: skipping water in the morning. One of the most frequently overlooked yet dangerous mistakes people make in the morning, particularly after the age of 70, is not consuming water immediately after waking up. You might not perceive hydration as an urgent matter first thing in the morning. However, after hours of sleep, your body is in a state of mild dehydration. For older adults, this can have severe consequences. While you sleep, your body continues to function, your organs operate, your lungs breathe, and your body loses fluids through respiration and sweat. By the time you awaken, your blood is slightly thicker. Your circulation is slower, and your body is operating at a slight fluid deficit. If you do not quickly replenish that fluid, it can contribute to issues such as high blood pressure, poor circulation, and even an elevated risk of stroke or heart attack. Reflect on how you feel in the morning. Do you ever wake up with a dry mouth? Do your joints feel somewhat stiff? Perhaps your energy levels seem lower than they should be, or you notice it takes a while to feel fully awake? These can all be indicators of dehydration. Furthermore, if your initial drink of the day is coffee instead of water, you might be exacerbating the problem. Consider James, 76. He had a long-standing habit of waking up and immediately reaching for his morning coffee, a routine he followed for decades without a second thought. However, as he aged, he began experiencing occasional dizziness and brain fog in the mornings. His doctor advised him to try drinking water first thing upon waking. Within a few weeks, he observed a noticeable improvement. He felt more alert, his headaches became less frequent, and his energy levels increased. Water is crucial for maintaining proper blood flow, assisting kidney function efficiently, and reducing strain on your heart. Consuming a glass of water first thing in the morning helps to jumpstart your metabolism, rehydrate your organs, and get your circulation moving as it should. For those who experience digestive difficulties, morning hydration can help ensure smooth functioning. If you are someone who typically does not drink water in the morning, begin with something simple, like a small glass immediately after waking up. Keeping it by your bedside can make it easier. If you prefer warm beverages, warm water with a touch of lemon can be an excellent alternative. Your body has worked diligently throughout the night and requires proper hydration to function optimally. Do not wait until you feel thirsty, as by the time you experience thirst, you are already dehydrated. Therefore, make it a habit to start your morning with water. Your body will be grateful. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to indicate your presence. Now let's proceed. Mistake 3. Drinking coffee before eating anything. For many individuals, the morning officially begins only after they have had their first cup of coffee. This routine has been in place for decades. Wake up, pour a fresh cup, and commence the day. However, here lies the problem. Consuming coffee on an empty stomach can be one of the worst things you do for your body, particularly after the age of 70. When you wake up, your stomach is empty, and your body is in a sensitive state. Your blood sugar levels are low, your digestive system is just starting up, and your cortisol levels, your body's natural stress hormone, are at their peak. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach can elevate that cortisol even higher, potentially leading to increased stress on your body, digestive discomfort, and even long-term issues such as acid reflux or stomach irritation. If you have ever consumed a cup of coffee in the morning and felt jittery, lightheaded, or even slightly queasy, that is your body communicating with you. The acidity in coffee can irritate the lining of an empty stomach, resulting in indigestion, acid reflux, or heartburn. For older adults who may already have more sensitive digestion, that irritation can become a daily problem without them realizing it. Consider Robert, 75. He began every morning in the same manner: black coffee first, food later. He thought nothing of it until he started experiencing acid reflux more frequently. Initially, he attributed it to spicy foods or aging. However, after consulting with his doctor, he learned that drinking coffee before eating was placing unnecessary stress on his digestive system. He started consuming a small snack, something light like a banana or a handful of nuts, before his coffee, and within weeks, the discomfort significantly improved. The essential point here is not to forego coffee, but to adjust the timing. Having a small snack before your first cup helps to buffer the acidity, stabilize blood sugar levels, and reduce the stress response in your body. If you are someone who wakes up and immediately reaches for coffee, try changing the order. Even something as simple as a few crackers, a slice of toast, or a piece of fruit before your coffee can make a substantial difference. Furthermore, if you have ever noticed that coffee makes you feel anxious or more jittery than usual, eating beforehand can help balance that out. Caffeine consumed on an empty stomach is absorbed rapidly, which can cause a sharper surge in energy followed by a subsequent crash. Eating first helps to slow the absorption and provides a more sustained energy boost rather than a sudden jolt followed by an energy dip. So, before you take that first sip tomorrow morning, ask yourself if you have provided your body with something to work with. A minor change in routine can go a long way in safeguarding your stomach, balancing your energy, and keeping you feeling your best. Mistake 4. Ignoring morning stiffness and moving too quickly. One of the most dangerous errors you can make after the age of 70 is underestimating the impact of morning stiffness. Many individuals wake up, feel a slight tightness in their joints, and presume it is merely a normal aspect of aging. They push through it, start moving quickly, and do not give it much thought until a wrong step leads to pain, injury, or even a serious fall. As you sleep, your muscles and joints stiffen due to reduced movement and circulation. This is particularly prevalent in older adults as the body naturally produces less synovial fluid, which is the lubricant that keeps joints moving smoothly. The consequence is that when you first wake up, your body is not fully prepared for action. If you stand up too quickly, twist incorrectly, or take an unsteady step, you are putting yourself at unnecessary risk. Recall a morning when you got out of bed and felt that familiar tightness in your back, knees, or shoulders. Perhaps it subsided after a few minutes, or maybe you dismissed it as nothing serious. However, consistently ignoring morning stiffness can lead to greater problems in the future, such as limited mobility, chronic pain, or, even worse, a sudden injury that could have been prevented. Consider Walter, 78. He always regarded himself as fairly active. So, when he woke up stiff, he would simply power through it. Then one morning, as he was proceeding to the bathroom, he took a step, lost his balance, and landed forcefully on his hip. That single incident resulted in months of recovery, all because he had not taken a few extra minutes to warm up his body before moving. The good news is that preventing this mistake is straightforward. Before you even sit up in bed, take a few moments to awaken your joints. Begin with gentle movements. Wiggle your fingers and toes, rotate your ankles, stretch your arms. Then, while still lying down, perform a few knee lifts or slow leg movements to loosen up your hips. Once you sit up, roll your shoulders, take deep breaths, and engage in light stretching before standing. This does not require much time, but it makes a significant difference. A few additional minutes of gentle movement can be the distinction between feeling sluggish and unsteady versus confidently starting your day. It is also crucial to be mindful of your initial steps in the morning. Use a sturdy surface for support if necessary and avoid rushing, especially if you are heading to the bathroom in dim lighting. Your body requires time to adjust, and proceeding slowly can help prevent unnecessary strain on your muscles and joints. Therefore, the next time you wake up and feel somewhat stiff, do not disregard it. Allow your body the time it needs to ease into movement. Because maintaining an active and independent lifestyle begins with protecting your mobility, and that starts the moment you get out of bed. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons valuable, please comment number 4 below to indicate your presence. Now let's conclude. Final thoughts. As we bring this video to a close, take a moment to reflect on your own morning routine. Have you ever made one of these mistakes without realizing it? The truth is, the habits we establish in the morning set the tone for the remainder of the day. After the age of 70, those habits become even more critical. A strong, healthy morning routine is not about implementing drastic changes. It is about making small adjustments that safeguard your body, keep your mind sharp, and ensure that you commence the day feeling your best. Whether it involves taking an extra moment before getting out of bed, prioritizing hydration, being mindful of how you consume your coffee, or easing into movement before starting your day, these minor changes accumulate. Over time, they can be the difference between remaining active and independent or facing unnecessary health risks. Many people assume that health problems in old age are unavoidable, but this is not entirely accurate. The choices you make daily, particularly in those initial moments of the morning, have a significant impact on your longevity, energy levels, and overall well-being. The key is awareness. Now that you are aware of these 4 common mistakes, you possess the ability to avoid them and take control of your mornings in a way that supports your health for years to come. What stood out to you the most? Which of these morning habits do you believe you need to adjust? Or which one do you feel you have already been doing correctly? We would appreciate hearing from you. So, please leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to incorporate it into your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so do not hesitate to share them. Reading your comments provides us with great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we anticipate seeing you in the next video.